Have you ever heard about? There is a creature in the jungles of North Sumatra that feeds on your curiosity. Most monsters hide in the darkness, but this one, it wants you to look. If you meet it, it will slowly grow very tall. The moment you see it, the clock starts ticking. For every inch you look up to find its face, it gains a foot in height. It's a race you are destined to lose because your curiosity is its fuel. The more you stare into its glowing red eyes, the taller it becomes. Then it forces you to look up until your neck breaks, under the weight of your own fear. It can even garrote you with its long arms and claws, until the last thing you feel is a cold hand around your neck. If you think it's Slenderman or the Tall Man, you are very wrong. This is even more terrifying and dangerous because it can be kept as a pet. If you dare to keep it, it can help you get anything you want. It can help you become rich, get rid of people you don't like, those who disagree with you, those who bother you and get in your way, and even your competitors in everything. What is it really? Tonight, we dive into the dark transaction of Indonesian black magic, where wealth is paid for in blood and the cost of envy is a life. It is one of the highest-ranking evil spirits, greatly feared by the Batak people in ancient times. They call it BEGU GANJANG. In ancient times, BEGU GANJANG was originally merely a guardian of agricultural land and plantations. Its function resembled a supernatural security system, warded off thieves or wild animals that damaged the fields. BEGU GANJANG was also believed to summon rain, contributing to soil fertility. However, as social dynamics became more complex, the use of this entity became distorted. Individual greed led people to bind BEGU GANJANG in dirty agreements for destructive personal gain. BEGU GANJANG is the most feared entity in the collective memory of the Batak people of North Sumatra, Indonesia. It originates from the spirit of a human who died because revenge, envy, arrogance, and greed. Physical descriptions of this creature are remarkably consistent across various hereditary stories. It is depicted as a towering black shadow with disproportionate limbs. One of the most terrifying elements of this myth is its ability to dynamically change size. BEGU GANJANG attacks are also believed to leave a very specific physical marks, that is, blue bruises on the neck, interpreted as strangulation marks or blows from the murderous spirit's long arms. But what's more terrifying than the monster itself is the person who keeps it as a pet. It is kept and bound through a black magic ritual. Once the bind-in ritual is complete, you can use it to achieve all your goals, thus making you the only one and undefeatable person. Keeping a BEGU GANJANG can be categorized as a ritual practice of black magic, a form of knowledge born of envy and with a very sinister purpose. The ritual process is carried out using symbolic media such as cemetery soil, sacred objects, and the owner's blood, as well as an inner agreement that obliges the owner to follow all the conditions and consequences. This process involves a transactional relationship between humans and the spirit world, with the assistance of a datu, a person who has extensively studied the occult during his lifetime. At first, the owner must agree to a supernatural agreement or contract. They are required to regularly provide offerings or sacrifices, such as the blood of a red rooster. However, that is not enough. Frequently, this contract demands a much tremendous sacrifice, that is, a human life. If this sacrificial requirement is not met, the BEGU GANJANG will take the life of those closest to the owner, whether it be family, partner, child, or even the owner themselves. Once you're bound by a pact with it, you're forever trapped in its game. There's no escape. Even if you had enough or achieved all your goals, it will continue to demand increasingly heavy rewards that cannot be negotiated or refused. You can't simply use it or let it go. Breaking the bond between you and the BEGU GANJANG is a very difficult and risky ritual. Frequently, if the owner regrets their actions, the BEGU GANJANG becomes angry, wild, and uncontrollable, ultimately attacking anyone at random. Are you prepared to lose the people you love? Furthermore, there's one more thing you need to know. People suspected of being involved with BEGU GANJANG will also be ostracized within the community. They reject people, those who practice black magic for personal gain and profit. I even witnessed it myself. A family was expelled from the village because they were accused of keeping BEGU GANJANG, even though there was no real evidence. In Indonesia, there have been many cases involving BEGU GANJANG that have ended tragically. One of the most extreme cases occurred in North Tapanuli in May 2010. A family was burned alive after being accused by residents of keeping a BEGU GANJANG. This incident stemmed from a rumor circulating in the community with unclear origins and no concrete evidence. A total of 150 villagers were detained by the police. From this incident, we can understand that the fear of this entity is so visceral that the mere accusation of owning one is a death sentence. The shadow of BEGU GANJANG didn't kill a family, their neighbors did. This is not the only incident involving the practice of black magic using BEGU GANJANG in Indonesia. There are many more similar cases that have occurred. What lessons can we learn from this myth? I think in the BEGU GANJANG myth is often associated with the human desire to attain instant wealth through black magic or illicit alliances. Its primary lesson is that all forms of greed and attempts to gain profit through unethical or immoral means will lead to disaster, both for oneself and those closest to us. The BEGU GANJANG myth often personifies envy or social jealousy towards the success of others. Its advice is to maintain harmony among neighbors and avoid envy. My parents always told me, if you really want something, you have to work hard to get it. There are no shortcuts. It takes struggle, patience, and discipline to achieve all your dreams. It's not about how much you can get, but more importantly, how you get it all, because that will build your character. Overall, the story of BEGU GANJANG teaches us that the most dangerous ghosts are often not the supernatural beings themselves, but rather the greed, jealousy, and hatred that exist in human hearts. To this day, many people, especially the Batak people, still believe in the myth of BEGU GANJANG. In some areas, such as Samosir Regency, they even honor this traditional story by performing several rituals. One such ritual is the Mababi Abad ritual. That is a ritual to exorcise evil spirits. It is performed at night by the community by striking objects with loud sounds, believed to ward off and banish evil spirits. The movements of this ritual were later adapted into a choreographed dance form called Padaumara, which means warding off danger. This dance is rarely performed as public entertainment due to its sacred nature. Traditionally, this ritual involves the use of a tabar, that is, medicinal herbs or protective amulets believed to neutralize black energy. So, after hearing all the possible consequences and problems, do you still want to keep the BEGU GANJANG? Do you still dare to enter into a contract with it? One thing you must always remember when you are in the jungles of North Sumatra, Indonesia, especially in the Batak community, and you accidentally met it, remember? Don't look into those